What if I told you that a woman named Deborah was the true hero of a story buried in the dusty pages of antiquity, where a woman's voice echoed across battlefields and changed the course of nations? A tale that has been whispered about in hushed tones for over 3,000 years. It's an epic showdown, an ancient clash of wills where a tiny band of warriors confronted an oppressive empire. But the real mystery lies not in the clash of swords, but in the echoes of forgotten voices, the whispers of dissent that dared to question authority, and the courage of the few who stood up for justice. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're delving into the enigmatic narrative of Deborah and Barak, a story whose layers of meaning continue to captivate and intrigue. If you love diving into the depths of history's puzzles and unraveling the threads of ancient mysteries, then stick around because today's episode promises to be a captivating journey. Now, before we dive into the mystery itself, allow me to transport you back in time. Imagine the year, approximately 1150 BCE, a period when the land of Canaan was a melting pot of cultures and power struggles. The Israelites, having settled in this region, were not the undisputed rulers of the land. Oh no, not even close. They shared this territory with formidable adversaries like the Canaanites, the Philistines, and the Ammonites. This era was not a time of tranquility for the Israelites. They weren't basking in the glory of dominance. No, they were living under the heavy yoke of oppression, bearing the brunt of exploitation and struggling to maintain their cultural identity. Amidst this challenging landscape, the Israelites found themselves subjected to the iron rule of King Jabin, whose reign over the Canaanite city of Hazor cast a long shadow of tyranny over the region. The air was thick with tension, the fields heavy with the burden of forced labor, and as the people groaned under the weight of this oppression, their hopes for liberation flickered like a fragile flame in the wind. But that's when a beacon of hope emerged, a champion named Deborah, a judge in the Old Testament sense, a leader, a spiritual guide, and a strategist. Her name resonated with a quiet strength that mirrored the resilience of her people. Now Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth, judged Israel at the time. Judges chapter 4 verse 4. Deborah, which by the way means bee in Hebrew, symbolized the industry, the diligence and the tenacity that marked her character. Now, during this turbulent period, Israel was not merely a cohesive entity. No, they were scattered across the mountainous regions of Galilee and the fertile plains of the Jezreel Valley, forming a loose confederation of tribes held together by their shared heritage and their yearning for freedom. This geographical dispersion played a crucial role in the unfolding drama. Each tribe was relatively isolated, making coordinated action a daunting task. Yet somehow, Deborah managed to unite them, weaving together their fragmented strength into a tapestry of resistance. Now, as the oppression under King Jabin grew unbearable, the children of Israel turned to Deborah, hoping to ignite the spark of rebellion. And that's when the first layer of this intricate mystery was revealed to her. In the quiet solitude of her leadership, Deborah received a divine message, a call to action from the Lord himself. He tasked her with summoning Barak, a young warrior from the tribe of Naphtali. But here's what's truly mysterious. The biblical account tells us she sent and called Barak, the son of Abinoam, out of Kadesh Naphtali, and said to him, "Hasn't the Lord, the God of Israel, commanded, 'Go and lead the way to Mount Tabor, and take with you 10,000 men of the children of Naphtali and of the children of Zebulun. I will draw to you to the river Kishon, Sisera, the captain of Jabin's army, with his chariots and his multitude, and I will deliver him into your hand.'" Judges chapter 4 verse 6 and 7. Take 10,000 men from the tribes of Naphtali and Zebulun, march to Mount Tabor, face Sisera's 900 iron chariots with foot soldiers. Any rational military mind would call this suicide. So why did she propose it? And more intriguingly, why did Barak agree? but only on one condition. When she approached him with her message, Barak said to her, "If you will go with me, then I will go, but if you will not go with me, I will not go." Judges chapter 4 verse 8. What did Barak know that we don't? Was this simply a lack of faith, as some suggest? Or did he understand something about Deborah's connection to the divine that made her presence essential for victory? Yet there was a twist, a puzzling request that Barak made, a condition that added another layer of mystery to this already enigmatic tale. He declared, "If you will go with me, then I'll go, but if you will not go with me, I will not go." These words echoed with a profound significance, suggesting a deep-rooted reverence for Deborah's guidance. Barak understood the weight of Deborah's spiritual authority, and he sought her presence as a source of divine favor. In essence, he wasn't just joining a battle. He was embarking on a journey of faith, a testament to the belief that Deborah's connection to the divine could tip the balance of power in their favor. Deborah's response is equally mysterious. She agreed to go, but added a prophetic warning that would prove hauntingly accurate. She said,
I will surely go with you. Nevertheless, the journey that you take won't be for your honor, for the Lord will sell Sisera into a woman's hand." Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kadesh. Judges chapter 4 verse 9.
"I will surely go with you. Nevertheless, the journey that you take won't be for your honor, for the Lord will sell Sisera into a woman's hand." Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kadesh. Judges chapter 4 verse 9. Two women would determine the fate of this battle, but the second woman, her role in this story, is perhaps the most mysterious of all. These words veiled a prophecy, a cryptic hint at a twist of fate that lay ahead. She acknowledged the bravery of the journey, yet pointed towards an outcome that transcended conventional warfare. Sisera, the formidable commander of King Jabin's army, would meet his demise not at the hands of a mighty warrior, but inexplicably at the hands of a woman. This foretold a subversion of expectations, a disruption of the established order where traditional notions of strength and power would be challenged. The battle should have been a massacre, 10,000 foot soldiers against 900 iron chariots on open terrain. But then, something extraordinary happened. At Mount Tabor they assembled, forming an alliance that defied the odds. Among them were the men of Naphtali and Zebulun, their numbers reaching a staggering 10,000 strong. Barak, with Deborah by his side, led them forth. Their destination, the river Kishon, a strategic point where the oppressive Canaanite army under the command of Sisera was expected to converge. So Barak went down from Mount Tabor, and 10,000 men after him. The Lord confused Sisera, all his chariots and all higher army, with the edge of the sword before Barak. Sisera abandoned his chariot and fled away on his feet. Judges chapter 4 verse 15. But here's where our story takes its most mysterious turn. However, Sisera fled away on his feet to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite, for there was peace between Jabin the king of Hazor and the house of Heber the Kenite. Judges chapter 4 verse 17. This unexpected detour introduced another pivotal player into the narrative. Jael, upon offering Sisera water and rest, lulled him into a state of relaxation. She offered him milk, covered him with a blanket, promised to guard his rest. Everything seemed perfect for the fleeing commander. While he dozed off, unaware of the danger that still lurked, Jael made a fateful decision. Then Jael, Heber's wife, took a tent peg and took a hammer in her hand and went softly to him and struck the pin into his temples, and it pierced through into the ground, for he was in a deep sleep. So he fainted and died. Judges chapter 4 verse 21. The mighty oppressor who had terrorized Israel for 20 years was dead, killed not by a warrior's sword or a soldier's spear, but by a tent peg driven through his temple by a woman's hand. But our mystery doesn't end with Sisera's death. What follows is perhaps the most extraordinary part of this entire account, the Song of Deborah. The Song of Deborah, as it came to be known, was a masterpiece of ancient poetry, a blend of historical record and theological reflection. Chapter 5 of Judges contains one of the oldest pieces of Hebrew poetry ever recorded. Deborah and Barak together sang this victory song, but it's unlike any other biblical account of military triumph. The song mentions tribes that didn't participate, praises those who did, and provides details about the battle that don't appear in the prose account. It's as if Deborah and Barak knew that future generations would need these details to understand the full truth of what happened. But here's what makes this story truly mysterious. In a period of history where women were rarely mentioned except as wives or mothers, we have not one, not two, but three women playing pivotal roles in Israel's deliverance. Deborah, the prophetess and judge who conceived the strategy, Jael, the nomad woman who delivered the killing blow, and between them, an unnamed woman, Sisera's mother, who appears in the victory song, waiting by her window for a son who would never return home. The story of Deborah and Barak isn't just an ancient tale of triumph, it's a mystery that continues to challenge our understanding of leadership, faith, and the role of women in shaping the course of human events. As we close this ancient mystery, questions remain that may never be fully answered, like puzzle box filled with layers of intrigue, missed pieces and thought-provoking questions. Why did Barak insist on Deborah's presence? What drove Jael to betray the sanctity of her tent? And why did this story survive the sands of time when so many others were lost? These mysteries challenge us to look beyond the surface, to delve into the nuances of history and to consider the deeper meanings that lie beneath. And hey, we're eager to hear your thoughts. What do you think about Deborah and Barak's story? Are there any other ancient mysteries you'd like us to explore? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Remember, history isn't just about dates and battles, it's about stories, choices, and the echoes of the past that resonate in our present. Thanks for joining us on this journey through time. Don't forget to subscribe if you're a history enthusiast and want more adventures in ancient mysteries. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep seeking answers, and remember, the greatest mysteries are often hidden in plain sight.